What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are. The Media Network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence, all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network, start the show.
It's time for the Tina Ramsay Show. It's time to share, shine and grow.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina Ramsay, the host of the Tina Ramsay Show and podcast powered by CTR Media Network. And today we have another amazing, remarkable guest here to really set the narrative on it don't matter how you start. Really, it doesn't matter how you start. It's how you take your experiences and then change it into something positive, and then you extend it to be able to help other people thrive and grow, because now you hold the secret sauce to achievement. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about today's featured guest, Lemar Wilson. He is absolutely amazing on his life, coming from Queens, New York, and doing all of this stuff. Yes, I said New York because you know I'm country. But listen, you guys, we're going to have to bring him on, because when I think of these three words, empower, transform, and thrive, these are the words that describes Lemar, and we're going to dive deep into his life and how he can help you through allowing you to see some of the pages of his life with this interview. So let me bring him on right quick. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love that intro. Thank you.
Oh, well, I mean, it's your life. I just, you know, it's your life. So thank you so much for being a featured guest on the show, because one thing that we love here on the Tina Show is all about motivating you, sharing knowledge, having upbuilding conversations that center around business, wellness, and life. And so when I think about your story, what you have been able to accomplish, how you started out, you definitely fit what the theme or the foundational pieces of the Tina Ramsay Show. And I have a special place in my heart for all the men out there that is going against the grain, doing the good stuff. All right. We see so much media out there that's showing all the negative stuff. So I just love bringing on men, stand-up guys that are going against the grain, that's showing us that there's some good men out here doing some good things and how we can connect. So when I think about your life, what made you decide, because it was a shift in your life, and what made you decide to make that shift and make that change?
It really had to be when I just was tired of losing. I was tired of the same routine. I was tired of what was told to me, what I've seen either in my household or neighbors. I wanted to make a change where I didn't want to be a kid from the projects that's either you're gonna play sports, you're gonna sell drugs, you're gonna have a lot of babies. You're not gonna amount to nothing. And yeah, I dropped out of high school. I dropped out. I only needed 4 credits. So when I dropped out, again, my mindset is stuck with this is what it is. But then on the other side, it's saying you're more than that. And so when I made the shift, I made it where I want to give back to the kids, the people that's saying, well, how do you get there, Lamar? You get there because now, even though your current situation is not your final destination. So if I wake up every morning and I tell someone, uplift your mind before you uplift your phone, the reason why is because I want you to think, what do I got to do to move forward? If I could take the first step, and that's what I did. I took the first step on just saying, you know what? I'm tired of what someone's telling me my life is going to be like. So I did the opposite. So when they told me no, God said, I didn't say no. They said no. They said no. I just told you go this way, follow my direction, but you want to follow their direction. And when I made that change and I said, you know what? I like God's direction. And sometimes you think God's putting you in a direction where you're like, all right, God, I'm going this way. And God's like, let me change that route. I want to go a different way. Just like your GPS. You know how to get where you want to go. You've been there a million times. For some reason, the GPS would say, nah, go this way. You'll save 3 more minutes. And I had to learn that. And so now my mission is to make sure everything I put out. That's why I'm so consistent about what I put out every day, because the one day I feel like if I don't put something out, that's the day when someone needed me the most.
That is powerful. And just to think about, you just took us really on the tapestry of your life. Like, I tell people, life is basically, in my opinion, like a roller coaster. It has ups, down, twists, and turns, but at the end, you're going to reach your destination. No matter how many twists and turns, ups and downs, sad, happy moments you have, you're going to reach the end of that ride at some point. You're going to reach your destination. And so the fact that for many young people, especially young boys, because we have so many nonprofits and organizations and groups that are centered around women and girls. I'm just going to be totally 100. And one little project of mine is searching around to find the organizations that's centered around men and boys, because they're out there, but they're far and few in between, and making sure that the boys have somebody so they can look up to, because sometimes they don't have a father in the home, or sometimes they may have a father in the home, but it's not the ideal situation. That was you.
Yep.
And that's and I hear that in your voice that now you're saying, okay, I want to be what I didn't have so that they can know that they could do it. So when you didn't graduate high school, because many people feel like, oh, if you don't graduate high school, okay, your life is over.
Yep.
Your life is over. You are a statistic. You might as well give up, throw in the towel. You are nobody. But let me tell you something. Look at Lemar. It's this way. Look at Lemar. Okay. The world and the statistics show will say that someone who is a high school dropout will not accomplish anything. They will more than likely go to the streets, get into some kind of illegal activity, or stay in it. But we can see how that's not true, because he learned that he's going to let God navigate him. And just in case you didn't, I had to bring it back. He said he let God navigate it. So what was it when you had them? Okay, everybody in their life have that moment where they're saying, okay, this is not working for me. Yeah. And you may not necessarily know the steps, but you may see somebody or hear something that says, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. Was it somebody that you saw, something that you heard that said, okay, this is the direction that I'm going to go?
It was situations. There was situations where there was a period where I was just went out, got married, had a kid, bought a house, had another kid. Everything's good. And then I got comfortable. And when I got comfortable, I got lazy. And when I got lazy, I got tired. When I got tired, I stopped putting the effort. So my wife had to leave, packed up the kids, packed up the house. I'm leaving. You could stay here and remain a boy And it took me 3 years because God kept telling me, I want this for you, but you don't want it for you. I can't give you something you don't want. You understand? I can't give you something you don't want. If you don't want it, I'm not going to force it on you. And then when I prayed and I told God, I want it now, God said, well, come and get it. And that changed. And they told me, I'm gonna give you your wife back. I'm gonna give you your kids back. I'm gonna give you the blessings I wanted for you back then. The things I got for you now, we haven't even got there yet. So I'm still giving you blessings from 2012, 13 when you was a knucklehead. So then I made the change and I said, well, God, what is it that you want me to do? I want you to shift your life. I want you to change your mindset. I want you to change your habits. And when you start doing it, and I see that you're sincere in everything that you do, and you're doing it for me and not, all right, about to go there, social media,
Woo!
when you're doing it for me and not likes and comments and you're lying to the public, when you do it for me, I promise you, what I'm going to do for you, when you put that out in the world, all they're going to say, that ain't Lemar. That's God.
Mm. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, I think this is a good time to go ahead and take a commercial break from my sponsor because I'm gonna let that just simmer. I'm gonna let that just simmer for y'all. So you know what I want you guys to do? I want you to go get yourself a little snack, get yourself a beverage because I need you to sit on in and pull your family to the TV, sit down because you in for a treat with our today's featured guest, Lemar Wilson. He is dropping gems for you, inspiration and motivation. If you need some of that today, well, then you come on back when we get back from this commercial break. We'll see you guys in a moment.
Join the She Trucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, She Trucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights.
For anybody that knows Tina, she's all about visibility, she's all about connection, and she's all about helping people create a source of income through monetization. And so again, Tina is just really good at what she does. If you've not connected with Tina, if you've seen her show or heard her podcast and you're thinking about connecting with her, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. As a result of my connections with Tina, she has helped me with recruitment of speakers for my upcoming event. She's also helped me to recruit several authors for a few of the book projects that I have had the opportunity to produce in this past year. And in all, Tina's just a really great person, that she's genuine in helping entrepreneurs in reaching their goals. So again, if you have not connected with Tina, be sure that you do. The Tina Ramsay Show is definitely a great venue for you to connect with other entrepreneurs, to connect with other individuals that are going to be interested in your service or your project. This is Tiffany Bell. Again, you are watching and listening to the Tina Ramsay Show, and I look forward to being able to connect with you.
And just like that, we are back. But I come along with a friend whom you might ask, the amazing Lemar Wilson. Thank you so much for coming back. Listen, I didn't even want to do it, but I had to do it and go to the commercial break. It was so much fire being dropped in this room on this interview. And so this is one of these interviews that I feel like is going to go into my top 10 because listen, this is for my men. This is for the young boys. This is for all of you. I see a lot of what I see when I go out within the community of the young boys that I see two. I can see a reflection of who you were, and I can see a reflection of who you have become. And so with someone who do not have someone in their life like you, speaking to our young boys right now, and they need encouragement or motivation. They feel like the world forgot them. They don't have anyone. They feel like maybe they're in, because I mean, I grew up in the projects myself, so I know you might feel like because of your current situation, you just have no reason to keep pushing. So what would you tell that young boy who see the environment that he lives in, but he want different, but he don't see any representation around him that's encouraging him? How can he self-motivate, or what can he do to kind of navigate? Because that's what you did. So tell them a little bit of how they can do that too.
Don't accept what is right now. That don't get it twisted. Just because something, you see the rappers, you see people, you see other men doing it, like, you can do it too. Don't, like, no one shames anybody from going to Japan. If you like, oh man, I always wanted to go to Japan, or I want to go to Puerto Rico, or wherever you want to go, I want to make this type of money. Understand something, that just because, like, my household is not, that we don't, that don't happen in my household. My family, my background, where I come from, it's not that simple. I get that. Don't get it twisted. Like, I grew up with 3 brothers, and I watched them go in and out of jail. I watched my father have a needle in his arm. My father overdosed. So when it comes to seeing male figures in my life, there was a positive. I had to create the environment. What do I want for myself? What do I want for my life? What do I want my life to look like right now? 5 years. Let's not even do 5 years. Let's say this year. And this is why it's so important when you get around value men that's doing something. That is when you know what? I'm going to go get on a men's call every morning from 6 to 9, because I want to hear from other men that may be dealing with the same things I'm dealing with. I'm going to start following value men on social media, because I want to see what parenting look like as a boy, as a man. I want to see what marriage looks like, what a relationship looks like, not just with a spouse. I'm talking about with your family, with your friends, with God, with yourself. What you tell yourself will matter the most what someone else will say. At the end of the day, like, people going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you. Your situation is your situation. But what I'm telling you, what the most important thing you can always do for yourself is believe. I could buy a house. I can make that type of money. I can live that type of lifestyle. I can have that type of health. I can have that type of relationship. But the only way you can have all this, you got to bring God with you. You did some things in your life and you think God turned his back. No, God is on the sideline saying, son, let me coach you. Let me coach you. And I promise you, you're going to win every game. But you got to let me coach you.
That is powerful. And so, do you have any videos or different things? Because they might want to follow you and get this inspiration, because I don't know if they know this, but you are a motivational speaker, but you wasn't always that wasn't something that was on your, I say, to-do list, because you had aspirations to go into the music industry, right?
Yep. I wanted to be a rapper. Again, going back to what I said earlier, is because society told us, hey, you're a man, you live in the projects, go be a rapper, go play some sports. And that's the mindset I was on. Hey, let me go be a rapper, because I could put words together. And God told me when I started getting into speaking, because it started with a text message, me sending positive messages, then it started to little videos, and then the videos got to people that was like, hey, could you talk to this youth group? Could you talk to this class? Could you talk to my son? Me and my son ain't, where men are coming to me to talk to their son so they could build their relationship. I ain't perfect, but I understand something where I see from the outside in. I can say, these are some adjustments you got to make here. And this is what, because we feel more comfortable talking to the outside, where, you know something? Lemar, he wrote a book. He's from the projects. He got a GED. but he went and got his associates in criminal justice. Then he turned around and went and got his bachelor's in business. So let me go talk to him because you know something? I watch him on social media and I see the things he's doing. I see him loving his wife. I see him loving his kids. I see him loving his health. You know what? I'm going to follow him. Why? Because something inside me that I don't want to share with my friends because I don't want them to think I'm soft wants to be him. But I don't want you to be me. I want you to be better than me. My job, where I realized when I wanted to be a rapper, God said, I gave you the gift of voice. You just use it in the way that I don't want you to. So I'm gonna have to take that entertainment you think you about to be and put it in the area where I need it to be. So I'm still using my voice, but in the purpose of what God wants it to go.
That's powerful. And we have so many similarities because for the simple fact, I always wanted to be a teacher. And I did become a teacher, went to school to be a teacher. But then I switched a little bit, right? God has a sense of humor. You think you know what you want to do with the gift that he gave you, and you think that's what he wants you to do. But then he said, wait, that ain't what I had in mind when I gave you this gift. That's it. You doing your thing. You think you're fleshly. You need to think what I got you from doing on a spiritual note and where I need to take you. And so I would have never in a million years thought I'd be a podcaster. I mean, that wasn't even something on the career list. So it's like, God, podcasting, getting people together, right. So I definitely understand what you're saying. And I also hear that you had to trust the process and yield to it, because when you wasn't obedient, you almost lost everything that you had. But when you was obedient, God blessed you 100-fold and then opened you up to where he wanted you to be and how he wanted you to use your voice. And now you're going into school. So say, for example, schools, organizations, whether it is virtual or in person, can people book you to come to those events? Okay.
Yep. Right on my website, I am LemarWilson.com. There's a little section in there. Bingo, right there. Yep, perfect. I mean, you get a little story right there of me. You get pretty much my services, and so I get people that just want to have a conversation just to have that conversation, just to get it off their chest. And I'm open. I always tell everybody, I'm a social butterfly. So if you reach out to me, listen, I'm gonna reply back.
Wow, that's powerful. Lemar, many people, they may look at you and see everything that you have been able to accomplish and think you had some kind of superhuman, you're superhuman. But then when I learned about you and your life, even though you're doing relatively well now, but it was not without challenges and struggles, because you even had a part, like some young boys, or even if some young girls or women that's watching right now, they may feel like, well, he went through some things, but it wasn't that bad. But have you ever went through something that you thought that you could not manage to get through, but you did? Because I know that cancer can be something very, very hard to deal with. I lost many friends and relatives from cancer. And so have you ever faced anything similar to that?
Yeah. It would have to be my little brother, Nigel. When he passed, to this day, I still hold that as my fault, because I can remember when he just kept always wanting to be around me. And the one time son was like, take him with you. I said no, because I want to chase the girls. I want to play basketball. I want to show off for the girls. And I came home and they told me Nigel passed away. And I always ask myself, if I would have took him with me, that conversation would have never happened. And it's been over 20 years where he'll come in my dreams and say, Lemar, I don't blame you. I need you where you at now, what you're doing now. I'm so proud of you. And I always felt like I couldn't move the way I wanted to because that moment, that week, that time, that feeling, that conversation, everything is just, I kept saying, if I would have just said, come, let's go play basketball together. But no, I wanted to go show off. And to me, I always say, I lost my brother because I wanted to be something I wasn't. And and every time I'll have a conversation with Nigel and I could just hear him saying, why you keep putting that on you? I don't even forgive you because it's not your fault. And so I'm learning to accept it and say, you know something, I'm doing good. I'm doing what he and I always talked about doing something better for the community, giving back to the community, making sure that I'm living the best life that God want me to live. So I do it for Nigel. I do it for so many other people, but Nigel's always on my mind to motivate me and remind me that you're stuck. You're stuck, but it's not concrete. It's not concrete. There we go. It's not concrete. You're stuck, but you're up. Lemar, I need you to move. Only you could do it. You can't. Nobody else is going to do it for you. I can't do it for you. You have to move. And then that's when I started moving. And
Well, I'm going to say this. Thank you for being open and transparent, because many times, because you're in a situation now where people seeing the glory, but they don't know your story. And so they think that it was an easy, fast rise to the top. And they don't know that sacrifices and different struggles and challenges that when they didn't know you on social media that happened, that changed the trajectory of your life. But I'm also here to tell you that it's not your fault.
There we go. There you go.
I'm here to tell you and let you know that Nigel, he's proud of you. It's not your fault. And who's to say, even if you would have took him, that would not have happened. It just would have happened in a different place. You just can't say the what ifs. It'll run you crazy. So you know your brother loved you and you love your brother. And would he want you to hold that burden? No. And so what you can do is do what you're doing now. Use your brother's life, his testimony as a beacon for you, as a burning fire for you to never give up on your purpose mission. Because it can get hard, it can get weary. You know, it's not easy being a servant leader. It's not easy because we have life too. Life be lifing. So you can use Nigel as that motivation force to keep on moving. And everywhere you go, he's going. And where you're going, he's going. So it's not your fault. And sometimes we hold that. I don't know why we hold guilt on stuff that we have no control over at the end of the day. No control over. And this is something that God don't allow that beyond what you can bear. That wasn't you. That was not you. That was sin. That was not you. That was not you. And so we're imperfect at the end of the day. So thank you for sharing that, because I wanted the young boys to see that even in the midst of deep pain, tragedy, and great loss can birth make a desert that is lifeless, full with flowers and bountiful, because you took something that was hurting, that was painful, that was a loss, and then you moved it into something that even reach beyond yourself and your brother Nigel. It's reaching out to the four corners of the world, because social media opens us up, whether for the good or the bad, open us up to the world. And so think about now your words. I keep trying to tell people this. What we're doing now on this podcast, what we're doing on social media, it is a digital time capsule that will surpass our life. Just like we look up legendary singers and actors and history makers, and they've been away from us. They have passed away centuries sometimes years ago, and we go back and still glean inspiration from them to this day. That's what we're doing. That's what you're
Yep.
doing, Lemar.
Yep.
That's what you're doing. That's your legacy. So hold on to that. Build upon that. And thank you for taking the time to reach outside of yourself to be able to help other people. That shows true character. That shows true success. And that shows the caliber of who you are in your core. So you do health and wellness. You motivate. You use your life as a testimony. You have a book. You go out and speak. I mean, what is it that you do, Lamar?
I'm doing everything under the sun. I told God on December 31st, I said, I let you down in 2023. 2024, I want everything. And I remember, oh, come on, God. I feel you. He said, well, come and get it. And that's it.
So is anything else you would like to share with our audience? Do you have a book, or event, or something that's going on you want people to pay attention to?
I have my first children's book getting ready to release in June called Oliver's First Day. And July 27th, I'm going to release my first mental health book. It's a workbook. I wanted to create this workbook that you can guide you through the year, not just for a month or a day. You just read it and move on. No, this workbook is month after month, including with holidays, situations. I'm giving you part of my life and in areas that I have never spoke about. So, and the workbook is free. It's not digital. I'm going to mail it to you for free. So I'm looking forward to that.
What? Oh. Okay, we're gonna talk after the show. Because I have an idea for you. Since you being that generous and giving people something for free, I'm gonna do something for you that normally take a fee, but I'm gonna give it to you for free. Because when people give, God open hands up, open doors. So hold that thought. Anyway, let me go ahead. You guys, I know y'all probably want more, but guess what? In order for you to get more Lemar, you're going to have to go follow him on all social media platforms. So how can you find him? I am Lemar Wilson on all social media platforms. And also, you can find him at IamLamarWilson.com. Yes, that is IamLamarWilson.com. He is the go-to to help you if you have young boys or even you as a grown man. You need someone to motivate you in the positive. Go ahead, check out his social media, share it with other people, and connect with him today. If you are a school, university, entrepreneurship, school, class, whatever, homeschool, corporation, and public school, check him out. Bring him in to be able to speak to not only to the students, but also to the parents and faculty, because at the end of the day, I personally feel that what Lemar is doing is something that is universal. We all need motivation. We all need to have strategy in order how to cope with life challenges, but also how do you build once you have the challenges. He has the blueprint. He has the blueprint.
There you go.
And he has the workbook coming out, like literally the blueprint. Okay. July. So go ahead and make sure to go to, let me put it on again. And for those of you that are going to be listening in later, that is I Am Lemar Wilson. That is IamLemarWilson.com. Yes, and you can always find him on the Tina Ramsay Show podcast, and you'll be able to watch this episode later on Roku TV by just downloading CTR Media Network. And so before I go, I always tell you guys this, right? If no one told you today that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you are valued, I want you to know that I love you, that you are worthy, and I value you. So what do I want you to do next time? I want you to do what? I want you to keep smiling. Thank you for watching the Tina Ramsay Show podcast and sharing some of your time with us. Lemar, what you want to say?
I want everybody to live the best life that that you keep telling yourself every day, every time. Just do it. Take your first step. I promise you, you won't regret it.
You guys, on that note, we'll see you next time, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. EST, because you know it's time for you to come share, shine, and grow on the Tina Ramsay Show. See you next time.
Well, you have any closing remarks before we head out?
Y'all, please support the movement of CTR Media Network. I'm telling you, being a part of this amazing media family, I can't go wrong, right? They have the support. They support us in all that we do. If we have questions, they take the time out to advise and mentor. So definitely check out the different plethora of shows that are on the network. I promise you, and I'm not saying this because I'm part of the family, but I promise you, you will be uplifted, inspired, educated, motivated, all the good stuff that we all need to carry ourselves out through the day. So definitely go check it out, y'all.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it.